This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Pete Biscuit! It's Jimmy from Boston. Petey, I can't imagine why it is not as evident as Biscuit's hair plugs are gonna be. But you go back to a doctor after 5 years when you left and talked shit about him, and he puts you elbows down and shoves 2 spinning fingers in your ass, and you're not sure if it's personal? Well, let me clear up any confusion for you, kid. Fuck yeah, it was! Later!
Pete and Sebastian Show! We are back! What's going on, Sebastian? How are you, man? DJ Lou behind the glass. How's everybody feeling today?
Off the grid you were on your vacation. I don't know who the hell leaves their cell phone in the room, but man, you got some explaining to do.
What, man?
It's just and listen, I know you're on vacation. You probably don't want to be bothered. I get it, but you know, you got to bring the cell phone with you wherever you go, just in case of emergencies. I would think, you know, if someone needed to get a hold of you and needed an answer right away, you would be available. But I mean, going dark for 36, 48 hours, ridiculous.
Well, hold on, man. I mean, I had my brother was with me, so I figured if it was anything with my parents, an emergency, you know, he would get it. Jackie had her cell phone, so we had that side covered. I've been doing stand-up comedy for 22, 23 years, I think, and no one has ever called up and said, let us know by Friday if you want to do this Pesci movie. So I think I'm clear, man. And then I had it for a while, reading it online in Disney World, and I died, and I forgot the cord. So I let you guys down in the middle of a thread with me, you, and Watt.
Why was it so bad there?
Have you ever been to Disney World?
I haven't been since I was a kid, so I can't speak to it. I know people complain about it. It's like a train station on steroids.
I can't even. I mean, look, the kid had a magical time, and I guess at its core, that's all that matters. I mean, she's crying in a bed when we got home the first night because she wants to live in Magic Kingdom, you know? Yeah. I mean, we even, my brother's wife hooked it up so we were, very few people get to do this because you have to set this up like a year in advance on the exact day, but she hooked us up so we ate with the princesses, ate breakfast in the castle. So Cinderella and Belle, you know, dressed up to the nines, come and sit down. Hello. Well, they don't sit, but welcome. So, but dude, the lines are insane. We even had the fast pass, so you get to go fast on a couple lines. But that's 3. You get 3 in a day. Every other ride, hour and a half wait. You want to get coffee? 25, 30-minute wait if you can jet through all the people to get to the coffee. Security to come in like you're going through an airport, bro. Buses to get there. Just absolute chaos.
Somebody once wrote, hell is the impossibility of reason. That's what this place feels like. Hell.
I brought my, I knew it was going to be like this, though, so a little pat on my own back. Got a Connectione and went with the vaporizer, the vape pen, but with weed, liquid, you know? So, dude, I mean, at one point, I'm on Space Mountain, and as it's clicking up in the dark, Jackie's on the car behind me, and she yells out, "Guy, you smoking pot? Stop smoking pot, Space Mountain!" I'm doing it they have a people mover. You ever do that in Disney World? Oh, I was doing it on the Ariel ride. I had the back clamshell. I'm doing one hits as we're going through Ariel.
What the? Now, You're dead.
Dad,
You're doing this at the thing.
I'm the only dad getting off of Ariel going, whoa, did you see Sebastian, the red lobster? Did you see the trident in the hand of the father? He was half in the water and half out yelling at Ariel to get back in the water, but she wants to be a human. Like every other dad is just sweating and dying. I'm connected. They had one ride there called the Barnstormer, and it's like a roller coaster for kids. And it's our last day there, and it's about 6 o'clock at night, and I go on it again with Sadie. She likes that ride. And a lot of jostling. And when I get off, as I'm getting off, the other people next in line, there's a girl, like, 20-year-old girl getting in my seat. I get out, and I'm feeling my pants, and I'm like, my vape, shit. And I go, well, it's the last night. And I go, wait, but we're here till the fireworks. I'm going to need that. And like everyone else has already exited, and I'm looking, and I lean my head back in the girl's freaking roller coaster, and the lady is going, okay, everybody buckled in, ride leaving in 3, 2, and I'm looking around. She's looking at me like, what are you doing, the girl? And then I see my vape right next to the corner of a seat. I go, can you grab that for me? Just grab that. And she quick grabs it and hands it to me, and then her roller coaster takes off. I go running up to Jack. I'm like, dude, I almost let the vape on the Barnstormer. And what I had to do with it was I had to unscrew it, so the liquid vape part, like the liquid stuff, I would take that and I would wrap it in a dollar bill, and then I'd wrap that in all my cash and put it in my wallet. Now the vape pen part, I took a pen cap and put it on the end of it so it looks like a pen, and then I put that in Jackie's bag with like her little makeup and stuff. Oh, dude, every day I'm crapping my pants going through security. I got my kid, I got my niece and nephew. I'm trying to get through with freaking drugs to get into Disney. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever.
Can't we?
Can't we what, guy? Can't they not?
Lou, am I off? Are the guys going into
I'm Lou. Fucking Lou would have a poster of me if I made one, right, Lou? Come on.
I'm pretty proud of you.
I know you are. Me and Lou are cut from the same cloth, guy, and it's made of hemp. No, I don't want to become the pot guy, but dude, everyone else is trying to knock back a beer in there to get by. They just made it so now you can actually drink beer in Magic Kingdom. I'm stepping off to the side when no one's looking, and I'm wrapping it in my hanky, and I'm pretending I'm rubbing my mouth, take a deep hit, and then I do a slow walk and just let it mist over me, and then I'm back in the game. What dumb ride are we doing next?
Wow. That's maybe the way to go, man. I never thought about bringing a little,
wow, come on,
little pot into the kingdom.
It doesn't smell.
Sebastian don't break the law. He's a law lover. He don't break the law.
Other than that, you said you had nice accommodations. You weren't staying in some outhouse, so
other than that, dude, that's like saying, other than that, did you enjoy the play, Mrs. Lincoln? I mean, guy, we're at Disney every day for 7 days, lines out the yin-yang. People,
every day you go there?
Look, that's the thing. My brother and his wife are really big into Disney. And that's a whole nother thing, people that are really into Disney. Yeah. I mean, we were on the Disney property. And so she had an itinerary. So every day we were leaving at about 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And we weren't getting back till like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Oh, jeez.
We had a big double stroller for Sadie and the other cousin. And like every time you go on a ride, you got to round the bend, park the stroller, come back over, get online, wait, ride a 2-minute ride, get off, go get the stroller, dodge 100 people, make sure all your kin are still there because you can lose one like that, and then pick another ride. And you just, before you know it, it's 9 at night. So by the third day, we told my brother, I was like, listen, we're going to chill at the pool, man. We're going to catch you later. And we went halfway. But I'd love to see how you do it, and when Watt eventually has kids, how Watt does it. I want to see how you guys, how you rise above it. Like there's no way Tom Hanks is like waiting for the Ariel ride with me, and I'm in the Fast Pass. Maybe I don't know.
Isn't there another pass above that?
In your case, Seinfeld will probably rent it out for a night, and you'll be invited to the little shindig.
Wait, what?
I said, in your case, Seinfeld will probably rent Disney World out for a night, and you'll be one of the people invited, man. I don't know. I mean, I saw the center for the Lakers, Brooke Lopez, standing on what's called Main Street inside of Disney World, and I'm just like, what are you doing here? Oh, and by the way, too, dude, the white trash level, don't kid yourself. It's white trash in their Sunday best. That's all it is. Holy. I mean.
Oh, man. It's a shame.
It's a shame. It's a racket, dude. Wow.
Well,
but what do you say, though? Because the
it?
kids love it. So I can't say that because my daughter loved it. Every kid, it's magical. But for the parents, it's insane. 100 a day? Per person?
100 a day, but like, what are you doing there for 7 days? I'm thinking you go a couple days at Disney. Shit, I was even thinking one. And then you sit by the pool. The next day you go to, what else they got over there? Universal or something?
Yeah, well, no, we had, my sister-in-law set it up. So what we bought was we had the pass for all the parks. So we went to, when I say every day we're either going to Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood, or Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, dude, that was where I had my low point. We were by the gorillas. It was about 100 degrees, and I was ready to tap out. Fucking Animal Kingdom sucked. They have an Avatar ride. Sucks.
Really?
So many of their rides. Yeah. Is there a ride worth an hour wait anyway?
No, there's not any ride worth that, but I was just thinking maybe it's like a zoo, no?
They have a safari, and you get on a car, like a oversized bus, and you drive through some bumpy road, and there's animals laying to the right and to the left. Nobody, there's a lion yawning and shit, nowhere to run. I wish I don't know what to tell you.
Would you do it in 4 days next time, or will there be a next time?
Well, it depends what I come back in my in my reincarnated life, because I'm never going again in this one, guy.
It's over. She's not gonna see it when she's 10 years old. Or?
No, I tell she, my whatchamacallit, sister-in-law was like, she's barely, she's gonna be 5 next week. She might not remember it. And I said, well, then she should take notes. Because we ain't coming back. Take a lot of photos and a lot of notes. It's national parks now. It's hiking. It's nature. We're done with that shit. Fucking mouse don't even talk. Fucking things come up to you waving at you.
That's part of the allure. It's part of the allure.
Nothing. The princesses were cool. Some of the rides were cool. The log flume was cool. There was a couple of cool rides, but all in all, racket. Dude, they let 50,000 people in a day. There should be 15,000 people allowed in every day. And once you come in for like 3 days, a 3-day pass, you're not allowed back for 2 years. So everybody gets a chance to enjoy it. How much money does this fucking mouse need?
What are these fanatics, these people that love Disney too much? Like is it your brother or your sister-in-law?
Well, it's both of them, but I got to be careful with my words because I don't want to sound like I'm singling them out.
I've known people like this. Oh, we love Disney. We go on Christmas Eve.
Right.
We love Disney. We go every year for a week, and it's unbelievable. What is it?
I was in the pool, and some guy comes up to me. And he says, what's his name? I can't remember now. Nice guy. Sal, I think, but he's in the podcast world. He hosts them now, and he's familiar with our cast. And he's like, I saw you over there. I love you guys' cast of all things, right? And we're talking. And he goes, you come here often? And I go, guy, I've never been here before, except when I was a kid. Never will again. He goes, yeah. I'm with my blah, 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 my in-laws or whatever. And he goes, and everyone says they love it. And I just keep going, what, though? Like, what? You're not telling me what?
Yeah. So have you got an answer?
No, I was saying to him, Jackie and I were playing a game, walk around the park, and anytime you can spot someone smiling, you get a point. Not counting employees. Everybody's dying. Dying, guy. Holy shit. Then you get on a ride and everyone's just trying to make it the most perfect experience for their kid. That's all they care about is their kid. Me too, right? You know, so you're just like, Sadie, look at that. Did you see that? Look at the spider. Look down there. Oh, God.
Man, that sounds terrible.
It is, bro. It really is. So
are they soaking you left and right over there for the lunches and the drink? I mean, like, what?
yeah, it's overpriced, but I can even deal with that. But yeah, everything, you know. You can bring your own water and all that shit into the park, which is good. You can. Lady in front of me, dude, by the way, they're going through a bag. She's got 2 full loaves of sliced Wonder Bread.
Oh, God.
What the
Whoa.
Look at that. Where are you even going to find the space to make 20 sandwiches? Like, this is it. So, yeah, and it's a little disturbing seeing people waddle around there. And then if you're really overweight, you get the electric cart, and you get to go on the special line. They're rewarding the fat people. Holy shit. It's brutal. Dude, you know what it is, too? You never see a heavy person chomping on an apple, right? Like, I would have sympathy if they would, but they're always sucking down Pepsi or biting into a fucking pretzel with the mustard on it and shit. I mean, how can I feel bad for you when you're not even trying, man? If I saw a fat person eating an apple, I'd give a wink like, yeah, you get it, Tiger. Good for you.
Oh, man.
So, I don't know, man. People, you know my Twitter handle, you know my email. At my Correale is my Twitter. If you're going and you want to know about a ride, I can let you know if it's worth it or not, because there are some
duds.
That's it, man.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
He just wanted to go out like a soldier, standing up. Not like some poor, wasted, rag-ass renegade. Even the jungle wanted him dead. And that's who he really took his orders from anyway.
The Pete and Sebastian Show.
So what's up with you, man? When are any of your movies coming out soon? The one with Vigo?
I just saw it yesterday, private screening. I was a little nervous to go and see it, not because of the movie itself, just my performance. And I got to tell you, man, this movie is really good. I think this is award-worthy, and you're going to see this pick up some awards during the season. So I really loved it. You laughed, you cried. Lana cried, for Christ's sake, and Lana don't cry for nothing. So,
Wow.
Yeah, this is a heartwarming story about two guys from two different worlds who end up becoming friends. And I gotta tell you, I was watching some of my scenes, and in the beginning I was like, oh God, I could have done more with that, or there was more meat on the bone there. But then there's a couple scenes where I'm like, pretty good, man, pretty good.
Hey, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I am glad to hear it. Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I think it's coming out in December. It's going to be a Christmas time movie. And The Irishman 2019, still no date on that yet. I did a random act of kindness this past week, and I wanted to see if you would agree with what I did, because after I did it, I had second thoughts. I went to a gas station that's not quote-unquote my gas station. Do you have a specific gas station you go to get gas?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I do too. But sometimes you find yourself at a gas station that you're not too familiar with, or maybe you don't go there because it's not in your neighborhood for whatever the reason. So this is a gas station I have been to before, but it's in a little sketchy of an area, but I really needed the gas. So I had to go in while mine is filling up. I had to go into the gas station. I wanted a Gatorade. So I saw a guy kind of come in with me, and I saw his vehicle, kind of like subconsciously saw what he was driving.
Yeah.
And I put it in the back of my brain. It's like one of those things you notice, but you don't notice, but whatever. So this guy looked like his car. So his car was like an SUV from, I don't know, let's say 2003 with kind of weird hubcaps. And then he's got like this big, I don't know, what do you call it? Like a dumpster on the back, like on his hitch. So you see a variety of different random things in there. But I didn't know what it was. I was just in the back of my mind. Anyway, he walked in. Got in front of me to pay, and he whipped out $100 bill and said, could you put $10 on pump 2? So the guy behind the counter is like, I just opened. No, he was an Indian guy, right? I ain't gonna do the accent, but he was an Indian. And I feel like I gotta say that, because if I didn't say Indian, and we've talked about this before, and I just played it like it was just any other person or didn't give them a nationality, an accent, I think it affects the story.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely, Brody.
As soon as I said Indian, you got a picture in your head, right?
Of course.
Okay, when I didn't say Indian and I played it like it was just a guy, like an average white guy, it takes on a different tone, right?
100%.
Okay. Small Indian man. Now I put small in front of Indian. You have a whole other picture of what's behind the counter, right?
I definitely have my own opinion, yeah.
What does this guy think he's an Indian?
Okay. Now I'm describing the guy's car, and so the guy in front of me looks like his car, disheveled, unorganized. The 100 I saw was kind of crumpled up. You know, sometimes how the money that you put in your front pocket and it gets crumpled. Yeah, now, that normally happens with a dollar bill, but I feel like 100 is reserved for being presented in a way where it is the top of all bills, right? I don't feel like 100 should be like wrinkled. Do you?
Nah, I mean, you're either a cokehead or really rich. That's the only kind of people I know that just kind of wrinkle a hunch, you know, just... Usually it's nicely folded, cupping around all the smaller bills like a protective shell.
Yeah, so the 100 is not readily exchanged often from hand to hand. A $1 bill has a life cycle of a lot of different hands on it.
Oh, right? that's why you think it's weather worn. All right, I just feel like 100 is always treated with a little more respect.
It is, and it should be, but I'm wondering why the hell this 100's crumpled up. Like 100 should not be crumpled up. It should be it's the king of all bills. So he throws it and sitting there, and the Indian guy goes, I just opened. I don't have change for 100. So the guy in front of me gets hot. He goes, you're a place of business. Get change. And again, the Indian comes back with, I'm sorry, sir, but I don't have the change. Go somewhere else. Then the guy's like, I ain't leaving. I'm out of gas. I have no gas. And the guy's, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'm sorry. He's like, you better do it. Now it's escalating. Now I'm like, look, and I go, I gotta intervene. So I'm going through my wallet, and I have change for 100. So I go to the guy, hey guys, I got change. And the guy looked at me, and I didn't get the reaction that I thought I deserved. Like, I saved this guy, right? Like,
yeah.
I was expecting him to go, oh, bro, you saved my day, man. Thanks so much. I can't believe I got thanks. Like it's almost expected.
What?
So I give him the thing, and as I'm giving him the change, I had like 2 20s, a 10, and the rest was 5s. And he goes, do you have any other higher bill? What? This guy's asking for... I'm doing him a favor. And this guy wants like all 20s.
Right.
So I go, that's all I got, man. So I give him the change. He gives him the 10. He walks out. And I'm sitting there thinking, is this counterfeit? That's how far my head went into this. Like, because I'm thinking I put it all together. This guy wanted $10 at a gas station from 100, so maybe he wanted to just get 90. You know, like, now I got this $100 bill, and it don't feel right.
Oh man,
don't feel something's off with it. I don't know. It does. I don't know if it was in my head or like if somebody gave me that $100 bill. Like, let's say if you gave me it, just because it's coming from you, I would go, okay, it's 100. But since I know the origin of where it came from, like a Sanford and Son guy,
Get lost, dummy.
Yeah.
with like a bunch of crap in his car. And his car looks like he had no license plate on the back, something in there. So my question to you is, if you think you got a counterfeit 100, do you try and pass it off to someone else, or do you go to the bank and ask them?
Oh, I try to pass that thing as quick as I took it. That is somebody else's problem, man.
So where do you pass off? Now, I don't know if this is counterfeit or not. You know, this call could be in my head. But I got to thinking, like, where do you pass off a counterfeit 100?
I would think a gas station would be a good spot, man.
A lot of them don't take it just for that reason. A lot of gas stations do not break 100. They see on the register, we do not have change for anything other than a 20. So gas stations out of the question. So if you got to go anywhere, where do you go?
Yeah.
You also have to take into consideration, if you're going to try and get rid of this, they could trace down who gave the 100, right? You go to a grocery store. People say, oh, go to a grocery store. Yeah, cameras in there. A $100 bill is not a bill often used, so they could pinpoint where you use it. So
yeah, but you didn't make it in your basement, man. You could just play dumb. You just thought it was a hunch. And the thing is, I wouldn't try to break it, because if you try to break it, then someone may feel it. But if you get $100 worth of product, you got a better chance.
I should rephrase it. I'm going to purchase something with 100.
Yeah,
I'm not going to try and break it.
Flea market?
Yeah, farmer's market. I could see that.
You still got it?
Still got it.
I mean, you could just peel the Band-Aid and go right to the bank and just slide it over, see what happens.
But then they go, this is my luck, right? I go to the bank. I go to deposit it. They do their trick with it. And they're like, could you wait right here? And then manager comes out. And then the police come out. They cuff me, and I'm in jail.
Well, start with the intro. Go up to the lady. Hey, how are you? Listen, let me tell you the story. Guy at a gas station, long story short, I made change of him. And when he gave me the hunch, he drove away. And I started thinking, this don't feel maybe right. Can you give a check and see if it's counterfeit or not?
Yeah, she goes, yeah, it's counterfeit. Then they confiscate it. You're out $100.
Well, what are you gonna? Well, there you go. I mean, what were you gonna do? Say, damn, I should have pulled it back and went and tried to pull the wool over someone else's eyes.
Oh, but man, I just thought about it. A random act of kindness for me turned into a full-blown 2-day event of like, how do I get rid of this $100 bill? And it could very well be real. It's just the way it kind of went down bothered me. Now, I go to pay for the Gatorade, right? And the guy don't even say nothing behind the counter like, hey, man, thanks for diffusing that. That could have got ugly or nothing. So it makes me not want to do any of these things because my expectation of the reaction to the random act of kindness never seems to satisfy my expectation.
You weren't even asking for much either, man. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
That wasn't. This guy was asking for higher denominations, and the Indian guy didn't even thank me. So I'm like, what am I doing here?
Well, you got to check this hunch because there's a good chance they both played you. They may pull this every morning. Guy comes in, every morning. You'd be my first customer. I'll get mad at you. Someone will break it, and boom.
So.
Wow.
That's what I was dealing with earlier in the week. I just got back from a preschool orientation.
Oh, boy.
So listen, out here in Los Angeles, you go on a tour at a preschool.
Yeah.
And then if you like the preschool, then you apply. Now, I'm sorry, I've never been into a preschool since I last went to preschool. And what they have is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. When I went to preschool, they gave me like a truck, like a toy truck, and you played outside with the toy truck. You came in for a snack. I think you took a nap, and then you went home. They go, why don't you come in the backyard? This is our preschool garden. They got a garden for the kids. And like, we'd like you to meet Farmer Julie. She teaches the kids about fruits and vegetables, and sometimes they could go in the garden, pick a leaf, eat the leaf. I go, oh, this place, I want to apply.
Yeah, man.
I thought this was the best thing. They got a little worm. They got little silkworms. They're breeding silkworms. They're doing, every week they learn about a country, but the country is specific to one of the kids in the class. So they got a bunch of flags up on the wall. One's from Italy, another one's from Canada, Japan. And then at the end of the week, they cook a dish from that country. I'm like, hey, this is nice.
We're talking pre-K?
We're talking preschool.
Wow.
From ages 2.5 to 5.
So so how many different schools are you looking at? You look at a bunch of different ones? I mean...
It's the 4th one.
So when you go to the 5th one, you like, the 4th one had a garden. If you don't have a garden, I'm not even getting out of the fucking car. Right?
That's basically, yeah. I told a lot. I go, listen, I ain't going to another preschool that doesn't have a cooking day or a garden.
Yeah, right? Did they tell you, like, any alum who went there 20 years ago or 30 years ago?
No, but I'm looking through the yearbook. And a lot of these last names are people Hollywood last names. You could
right. Like if there was Elizabeth Stallone. we all know there just ain't a random Elizabeth Stallone living in L.A., right?
Right.
Going to this school. There's a Kathy Bacon. Oh, here you go, Lou. This is for you. Kimberly Vetter. Holy shit. I hate
these preschools, man. It's like we went out with another couple earlier this week, and they're saying that, they have like entertainment type families that are involved with the school. So it's like if you're a comedian, they expect you like to MC the fundraiser.
Yeah.
Right? So like Conan O'Brien could be, orchestrating the fundraiser at the school.
You might not even close, guy. Whatever show they put on, you might be the open. Holy shit.
Oh my God. But that brings me to another scenario here. Like, do you offer up your services to get into the school? Like, would you say, hey, listen, I know the application process is pretty tight, but, if you have a fundraiser, I'd be happy to MC it. Almost like a bribe,
Yeah. Of course. I mean, you do it like, hey, if there's anything I can do to help, I mean, they did that here. They got Sadie's in the dance thing, and they asked the ladies. She does dance, and they have a couple of shows every year. And the lady asked me if I would do a fundraiser show for the dance thing. I passed. I said I got too many shows. I can't do it because that's like.
I don't know if I would do this.
But that's not school. Yours is school, man. So if it's a good school and it's where you wanted to be, I mean, you got to find out. Like I said, is the other dad, is he doing an acoustic Sesame Street shit after you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're employing, let's say Eddie Vedder did go to this, Does he come in at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're hearing even flow?
Right? Or are you on stage doing the fundraiser? How's everybody doing tonight? And Vet is in the back with Will Smith, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's fucking doing the fundraiser shit. What an ass kisser. What an ass kisser. Right? So you got to find out what the play. I would imagine you got to offer your services. That's what makes it unbelievable for these kids. They see a talent show emceed by one of the biggest comedians on the planet. Then they're going to have music day. And it's being done by one of the biggest rock stars. You know what I'm saying? That's all part of it. Everybody's contributing their powers.
Yeah.
That's how you remain the 1% motherfuckers.
Well, yeah. Beyonce, she did a performance, I heard, for her kids' school. And it's like, can you imagine Beyonce coming in to a bunch of third graders? They get a private show? I mean,
single ladies.
Oh, the single ladies. It's 8-year-olds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, there's no, that's so out of the realm of, what I've used to. I mean, that didn't happen growing up. I mean, can you imagine, growing up and oh yeah, Michael Jackson performed at our ice cream social. Yeah. I mean, what's the
Guess who's running gym class next week? Kobe Bryant. Bring your ball. Bring your ball. Yeah, it's all that shit, dude.
God.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. We're gonna have, the top #1 chef is gonna come in, teach the kids how to make a souffle for mommy. Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, you guys watch Top Chef? The show? Yeah. Well, we have the winner here. What? It happens to be Jacob's father.
That's it, man. Oh, man. Everybody thank Kathy Bates for bringing in cupcakes for her granddaughter. Yeah, you could have the 2 generations guy.
Oh,
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I think they're expecting you to do that. I don't know if you got to hawk it right out of the gate, though.
No, I don't know where to put it. I'm do I put it in the beginning where we're trying to get in? Or do I slip it in when we're in? I go, hey, if you guys need anybody, I'll take care of this. In lieu of giving, because I was talking to this couple, they're saying, not only is there a tuition, but then you're expected to donate to these things, right? They got like silent auctions that you got to like bid on stuff to raise money for the school.
All right, so they're definitely going to want a big, fat painting from Lana. Not no little motherfucking Kansas, too. We're talking like size of a garage door that they can add to the bidding. 2 tickets to see you at the next taping. Oh, yeah, maybe a shirt from one of the specials. I mean, the pro athletes are going to have jerseys. I bet there's someone on the Lakers. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, but the kid has nothing to do with getting in or not, right? Because how could it be based on the kid? Like, they're not testing
there's nothing to do with the kid. It's they do it a variety of different. They do it gender. They do age. They do diversity. It's a lot of different things they take into account. But we got to talking the other day with this couple. And they're like, they want to take their kid to a private school here in L.A., and they want a school with some diversity. They want, whatever, Asian, black, Indian. They want the kid to grow up around a lot of different types of people, right?
Yeah.
But it's a private school, right?
Right.
So I went to a public school. I don't know anything about private school. I went to a public school, and there was a lot of diversity. There was Indians, there was blacks, there was Chinese, all a bunch of different people, right?
Yeah.
But here in L.A., if you want to get a good education, you got to send a kid to a private school unless you... L.A. is the worst, I think, public school system in the country, right?
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
You got to go private.
Right. I understand.
But in going private, you tend to lose the diversity. So what they do is they ship in the diversity, basically, right?
Really? Like ingredients in a soup.
Yeah, it's like,
we need more curry. We need to get us like 10 Indian kids.
It's unbelievable. So I was talking to the guy and go, I get the whole diversity thing. You want your kid a little bit, more well-rounded individual. I get that. But all these people that want diversity, they're living behind gates and there's no diversity. So it's like, what? You're going to give your kid diversity as a kid, and then eventually they're going to be living behind the gate with you. So what does it matter?
Yeah, well, everything's relevant. Diversity within the 1%, guy. That's all we're talking about. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God.
I know, dude. It's so like, are you guys going to, like, be personally, like, offended if you pick one and you can't get in that one? Because it's ridiculous. Who cares? It shouldn't matter, right? It's anyone is good at this age.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, Lana's like, oh, that was the best one we went to with the garden, and it felt like more of a, because sometimes the tour guide is like, Lana's been to the other 3. This is the first one I've been to, and she's like, that was the best one. The girl was really, really nice, and I liked it was very clean, and it seemed like the kids were very happy. And a couple of other ones that she went to, she's like, no, it's kind of dirty or weird vibe or what have you. Absolutely. And then it's preschool, bro. Yeah. It's basically a babysitting camp for the kid between 2 and 5. They're learning, but it's preschool. So yeah, you apply to 3 or 4 schools and hope to God you get in. So I don't know, but
even pre-K's like that.
Yeah, I mean, when I go to these things, I feel like I'm being judged right out of the gate. So I got to be like on my best behavior.
Yeah.
I can't maybe make sarcastic jokes or anything like that. I feel like as soon as we got in, they're like, "Oh, this is the head of our school. This is Mrs. Baumstein," and I'm like, "Hi, Mrs. Baumstein." How I'm like, "Oh my God, what am I doing?
Hey, listen, you're trying to get your daughter into a school with a garden, man. You got to play the game." I know. I hear you. It's like getting a loan, man. Yeah.
I'm a responsible individual. I think I could pay this back within the term limits. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
So
what are you wearing? What were you wearing?
Nice black pants on, nice white shirt. But here's what I don't like. We went on the tour with a bunch of other couples, and some were just single moms or what have you.
Right.
Now, this is what I don't like about going on a tour or anything like this with other people. There's always that person in the group that's got to ask questions. And the more they ask, the longer the tour. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, so it's like any questions? Yeah, I have a question. I was wondering, how long... I'm like, man, it's in the pamphlet.
Come on, lady. Ask it at the end on your own time.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think some of these things where, like, if you guys have any more questions, you're welcome to stay after? That's where you ask that. Don't extend my day because you didn't read the pamphlet.
Exactly. And you know what, lady? Every time you ask another question, it's another nail in the coffin. Your kid ain't getting in. You're a pain in the ass. They can sense it already. Right, man?
Well, you know what it is? You know what happens? People then start to feel like, oh, she's asking questions? I got to ask questions because they're not going to think I'm interested. So now it starts snowballing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, I got a question. I'm like, no, you don't. You didn't have a question before she had one.
Yeah, right? You don't ask a question, they think you're look at the big dumb Italian, doesn't even give a shit about his kid's well-being. He's like, dude, they got a gun! Right? So now you're thinking of some bullshit. What'd you ask? Anything, you, Alana?
No, it came to, Lana was asking questions. Even in those situations, if this was any other situation and Lana was asking too many questions, I would go, babe, these people want to leave. That's what I would say out loud.
Yeah.
Like, let's say if we were at, I don't know, let's say a cooking class or something that didn't really have any, like, repercussions to my behavior. Out loud, I go, babe, the cook's got to go home with the,
Yeah.
But here, I got to sit there and bite my tongue while Lana's sitting there going, so anyway, do you have any extracurricular, do you have field trips? I'm like, oh, field trip. So I got to sit there and bite my tongue as my wife asks the questions too. So I'm like, I can't be myself.
Well, that would not get her in. I mean,
being myself, I can't get into the school.
No, you got to be friendly. And then if you did do the typical with Lana, even jokingly, like, babe, come on, it's a pamphlet. You're wasting the teacher's time. Then the teacher's going to go, does he shut down Serafina like that too? Is there no room for creative growth for women in the household? So yeah, you got to kiss it hard. Yeah, did you ever look at any other parents and in your head you're like, just by the look of the parent, you're like, you're not even getting in, lady. Don't even. This is just a courtesy fucking tour, right?
The people that look like that always ask the question, how do you get in? The people that look like they can't get in, they're always raising their hand. Yeah. What's the application process here? And I was going to go, hey, don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother. It's called Miracle. That's what it's called. I'm kidding. I don't even know these people. I just love doing that shit. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
At this time, I'd like to conclude our tour, and I mean it. Y'all have been one of the greatest groups I have ever worked with, really. Okay, are there any questions? Yes.
Where's the basement?
The fuck you do?
Excuse me?
Aren't we going to see the basement?
There's no basement at the Alamo.
Just a little quick one about the way everyone raises their kid different. Right before the show, I was mowing my lawn. It was a nightmare high from being at Disney World. And Lou shot out the text saying he could go earlier if we all could, right? So I was mowing my lawn, and there was a dead baby bird right in front of the mower when I was getting ready to start, about 2 feet away from the sidewalk. And no one's around. I take my sneaker, I give it a little side kick into the sidewalk. And I figure after I'm done mowing, I'm going to bring Sadie out, show her the dead bird. Maybe we'll throw it in the woods or something, right? So about 10 minutes later, a neighbor comes walking by just from this college or something. He comes walking by, and he waves, and I wave, and I want to see what he does, and he walks right past the dead bird, gives it a quick glance, and keeps going. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you know. So 5 minutes later, I turn around. He's coming back up the sidewalk with blue surgical gloves on.
Oh, jeez.
And he bends down and he scoops up the dead bird. Now, I gotta empty the bag, so I turn the mower off and the engine shuts down. I look up at him and I'm like, hey, thank you. No, of course. It's the right thing to do. Besides, my daughter's getting off that bus soon and I wouldn't want her to see this. And in my head, I'm like, holy shit, I kicked it onto the sidewalk so my daughter could see it. And his daughter's the same age as my daughter. It's like, oh shit. Man. That's what you're doing? I was ready to go see because there were flies on it. It's 85 degrees out. It's death. I want my sit to get kids. She went to Disney World. Welcome home. Dead bird. Flies on it. That's life. Reality.
Life.
Gardens. Wow. Walking through gardens. These kids.
That's funny.
So, anyway, it's been a good show.
Oh, we're done?
No. I'm just saying.
I was critiquing the shows.
The stakes get higher. People, I mean, we had the 1-2 shows ago where people were...
Oh, it's terrible.
I know. And then, this one, they're like a comeback. It's like it would put a lot of pressure on me. I enjoy this. I enjoy doing it. So, anyway, what, aren't you guys going on vacation soon? Are we taking a week off? How's this working? What's going on?
I don't know how. We might have to get a couple in the bag before I go. This is mid-July, though. So.
Okay.
And mine is not next week, but the next week. Do you guys want somebody to try and fill in for me?
Jeez, Pete, can we even do that? That's like,
of course not. No, it's ridiculous.
How do you like do this with somebody else?
You don't.
Weird.
I mean, if we have to do an intimate one the old-fashioned way by ourselves, maybe we do that. But Lou, it's like, come on.
Can't bring another guy in.
You know who never asked that ever? Ringo Starr, because he knew they'd say, okay, we'll get Bob.
Oh, man. Hold on, I got a piece of paper I got to grab. One second.
All right. Are you all packed for your platonic European vacation?
No, dude, I'm going to go travel light. I'm going to keep it in like a small fucking backpack and get everything I needed right on me.
That's the way to go, man. Do you have hotel accommodations, Lou? It doesn't sound like you do.
Oh, no, of course I do.
All right. You're like right on me.
Wait a minute, I'm not a bum. I'm a human being.
Wait, this is in Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here, I went to a funeral. A friend of mine's mother passed away. I had to go back to Chicago for the funeral. And we were at the burial, all right? So it was about 88 degrees, a little humid. So they had one of those tents at the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest is, saying the prayer over the coffin. And my buddy accidentally steps on an older woman's foot. And he just kind of backed up and stepped on her foot. Didn't know if she was there. And she's like, well, what are you doing? And my buddy was like, oh, I'm sorry. And her husband, or whoever the guy was, goes, yeah, what are you doing? Now I got hot, and I'm in the back. I'm watching this from the back. So I scream up. I go, it was an accident. Now,
can't you just stay? It's a freaking funeral, man. Shit.
I know. I couldn't help it, though. It was like one of those things where they were getting loud in the middle of the thing. Like, they were getting louder than they should have for a burial, I felt.
They lost something.
I'm sorry?
They probably knew the lady better than you guys did. Not your buddy whose mama was.
You know the lady or not. You don't react that way when an accident happened. My buddy just stepped back and had stepped on the woman's foot. Didn't see the foot. Didn't see what the woman was there. So it was
it's an old lady, and she's at a funeral, and she's looking at herself in that coffin. She's seeing the dirt go on her, man. She's seeing it right in front of her. She gets stepped on. She's like, watch where you're going. She's pissed. She's going to die soon. You guys just... You give it early 40s, all full of piss and vinegar. You gotta heckle the old lady. I mean, your buddy stepped on a foot.
I know, but I felt if I didn't step in, it could have escalated to even a louder type of. Because the guy was mean mugging my buddy. Now the guy was about 70, and he's mean mugging my buddy the whole time. Like he said his piece. And he kept staring at him like he was going to fight him. That's when I jumped in. I said, it was an accident. And then they did a side look towards the back where I was. And they shut up because when you hear that voice and you can't even they couldn't even pinpoint who said it or where that came from. But if you screw up in some way, shape, or form, and out of the back of the cemetery, you hear, it was an accident. I think you just stop what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I agree. There is something about being judged from afar. Like if you're fighting with someone over a parking spot and everyone's heated, but then you hear someone in the distance going, he gets it, he backed in, it's his. You know, the farther away they are, you're like, oh, wow, if he's all the way back there making the call. Everybody in between must feel the same way as that guy. Right?
His vantage point is much better because they're on top of the situation. You're right. They can't see what's going on. I was 4 or 5 rows back. I saw it. I go, this ain't right. My buddy's in the right there. I don't care how old you are, who died, this, that, the other thing. I'm voicing my opinion at the cemetery.
Yeah, it's 85. We got the tent. Let's just get this thing done, all right? Get back in the air condition, all talk memories. I hear you.
So here's another thing, and I don't go to a lot of funerals, and now I'm watching a bunch of people kind of go up to the casket, right? To say whatever they say in their head. So this is the comedian in me. Okay, I just, like they say, you're always mining for comedy, and sometimes comedy just hits you. Yeah. But I started to think, how many people are up there actually saying something, like in their head, either a prayer or a nice thought? And then, who's up there just kind of going, what am I going to have for lunch today? Because you go up there, and I was just wondering what people are saying in their head as they're at the casket. Do you think there's a lot of, thinking of stuff that's not even pertaining to what's going on?
Yes, I would say, let's say I've kneeled in front of maybe, 10 caskets in my life. I'd say at least 4 of them I just did it for somebody else in the room.
Yeah. I've done it where I go up, because when you go up, everybody goes, it's just Pete's going up. Yeah. I feel like that's the murmur in the room.
At least in their own head, they're saying.
In their own, yeah. Everybody that goes up, I feel like everybody in their head is going, oh, the mother's going up. The mother's going up.
Is she crying? Someone's crying. You go, I didn't know she was that close with them. I mean, I knew they would. Oh, right, those Cape Cod summers, they would all get together. They must have. Wow, she's still up there. Holy shit!
Yeah. Right. So what I'm doing sometimes, and I'm like you, I've probably been to 10 funerals in my life, and what I'm doing sometimes when I go up there is I'm almost going, do you think this is enough time? Because I always think people are looking at me. I go, do you think I'm up here long enough where they actually think I'm saying a prayer? I'm not even saying a prayer. I'm thinking, am I up here long enough for the people behind me to assume that I said a prayer?
Absolutely. Not to mention the moment of also going, man, I haven't been this close to a dead body in a while. Yeah, because you can't stay there longer than people that were closer with the deceased. You know, you can't outstay the son of the mom who died. You know what I mean? You put him in a position where he's got to go do a double kneel because your kneel was so fucking long.
Do you think the people that are close to the relative are looking at it from that vantage point? Do you go, oh my God, my coworker was up there for 2.5 minutes. I was up there for 1.5 minutes. We gotta go back up. Go back up.
Yeah, if they're crying, oh, look at this with the hanky. Holy shit. Did you ever I had a grandmother die, and one of my cousins did a drop into the coffin with some. I'm like, well, leafing stuff? I got nothing. I need a quarter or something. I'm going to give my grandmother. Oh, and buried shit? Come on. And do you have to get approval ahead of time for the coffin drop? I like. Do you have to go up to whoever's in charge and go, listen, I'm putting a photo of me and her in from the Outer Banks. We had a beautiful summer one time. I got a nice photo. All right, just put it by her shoulder.
I wonder if he goes, listen, I'm sorry, but you're the 7th person that's putting something in. We're over capacity.
What else you got in there? What did get it out, Tommy? Yo, how about this? What about yours, man? You got to make sure you're gonna I got a strict policy. Nothing. No one drops anything but my daughter or wife.
Yeah, no, I would leave that in the will. Like, listen, I don't want to be buried, and you can't even see my face because there's envelopes, watches.
Lou, you're gonna throw a one-hitter in my coffin, right? Peace, bro.
So when we were kids, my buddy got killed in a car accident. He was 20 years old. So this is the first time anything really dramatic like this has happened to our close group of guys. So no one really knew how anybody reacts at a funeral. I think a funeral is something that you typically don't see people in that environment. And, you know, we all go to the burial. And we're all sitting over the casket as they're lowering it into the ground. And my buddy he kind of lost it a little bit as far as his emotions. And he took his suit jacket off and he threw it in the grave. So in the midst of my emotions and shit, I'm looking, I go, it's a nice fucking jacket.
Yeah. And in the emotions, did he check the pockets? Is his wallet in there or his cell phone? I mean, this was such a knee-jerk reaction, man.
I know. Do you think someone should step out and I go, Frank, you really want to do that? It's a beautiful jacket.
Listen, we're not laughing at your friend. Just the idea of anyone doing this. Absolutely. Not to mention, someone just dropped $6,000 for the coffin, and now you're throwing a fucking blazer from the Men's Warehouse over that shit? I mean, it's supposed to be nicey shine, right? Yeah, and then what happens 200 years from now, they do an excavation and they find it and they're like, what's with the jacket on the coffin?
Did he get out?
Did he get out? Was it like a no? And
yeah, one of those no, and then boom, it went in, and I'm sitting there I was crying too, but half of my brain was still going, my God, he threw a second jacket in there.
Man, did they just leave the jacket?
Yeah, left the jacket. They threw dirt over the jacket. So I was like, all right, I'll just leave the jacket in the grave then. But yeah, these funerals, man, I got to tell you, I mean, all kidding aside, there's a good friend of mine, his mother passed away, but a lot of times when I'm involved in some of these things, and you know what, I did something different this time around. I know it's tough. It's a funeral. People are sad. I get it, but I went in with more of a try to go in with more of a happy tone.
Yeah.
And greet people kind of with a smile and not be so somber. And, I tried to go in and I don't know, change the mood a little bit. I mean, the woman was a beautiful lady, really, really sweet. She helped me a lot to when I was in my early or my late teens, get me work, doing waiting tables and stuff. So I don't know. I didn't want to go in with that. I was sad, but I wanted to go in with a more of an upbeat type.
You wanted
vibe.
to celebrate a life.
Celebrate, yeah.
I get that.
I'd rather celebrate than like mourn. I guess I'm more like a celebration type.
I always. I'll be honest. I go in with the somber face, with the lips sealed, like you can't see teeth. Like hey, and I feel the room out, and you know how it is. If it's an older person, a lot of times everyone's upbeat, and then you're like, all right, let's play ball. But yeah. But if it's someone young, I've been to one of those. That's like your friend.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
That's
terrible. Well, that's what happened with my buddy. I mean, he got a car accident when he was 20, so it was totally unexpected, and our group was really, really shaken, but I still had the wherewithal to go, my God, that's a beautiful jacket in the grave.
Oh, let me ask you this. If you're out at putting a coffin in to the ground, is it disrespectful, even if you're very close with the person they're burying? Like if God forbid, someone's parent is being buried and it's a sunny day, is it disrespectful to keep your shades on for the coffin drop?
Okay, this is how I feel at every coffin drop, and as far as every funeral is concerned, I have, and I think we talked about this before on the cast, I have a certain look I go for at the funeral, and the look is when Stallone buried Mickey. Remember that with the glasses?
Oh yeah, he did. Didn't he have like a white shirt under his suit? What color was that?
Yeah, it was a suit, and he had a white, and I think it was a red tie.
Yeah.
And he had just gotten his ass kicked the night before from Clubber Lang, so he had, I know we talked about this before on the cast, he had the glasses, but he had a black eye, and the black eye was just coming. You could just see it right underneath the glass. And Lou, if you could find when I know you've done this before, but when Mick dies, Stallone does this cry that is literally the cry I want to have when I show any type of mourning or whatnot. It's when he's standing over Mickey's body. Do you remember this when Mick dies?
Yeah, right away when he dies, right? Not the funeral.
No, not the funeral. This is right away when Mick dies. Stallone is with his yellow Rocky.
Yeah,
this is it.
Wailing.
This is it. Just listen. We got more to do. It's the first time I made out what he said in that. He says, we got more to do. Now, if I... Oh, here it is. Lou, put this up.
All right,
man,
now that was me online for fucking Space Mountain.
Now, if I could replicate that cry, right now, picture this, and I'm all up for theatrics. Now, picture this: you go up to the coffin. Could be anybody, right? Let's say it could, like, God forbid, whatever. Could be a comedian that you knew but wasn't that close to. And you went up to the coffin in front of the whole church. You kneeled down, and Lou, you kneeled down, and you do that, like with the music on.
Well, I mean, what are you saying? That would be weird. That would be. even if
Go ahead.
if you did that with your own mom, I would still grab you by the armpit and go, get your shit together, guy. Get it together.
I'm looking for an excuse in my life to behave that way in public one day. That's all it's all I want to do is recreate that Rocky scene in my own life in public one day.
No, you don't want to. You don't want a real reason. You don't want a real reason. You got to. You listen. Maybe the movie with Vigo does win awards, and you tell people my next project, I want a scene where I'm wailing like that.
Okay, well, no, Lou. Do you think if I win an award for any movie, and I go up and I accept the award, and I wail like that's a.
As a huge Rocky fan, I would fucking love it.
Oh my God!
I don't think you could pull it off unless your emotions got you there for something insane. Other than that,
yeah, I'm just hoping my emotions would lead. Like, Lou, could you just? I'm going to do a statement, like I'm accepting an award, and tag it with the Rocky thing, right?
Got it.
So I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, guys, I really appreciate this. I don't know. I mean, I've been doing comedy for 20 years, and this is the first time I did acting. And to get this award for my role, no, that don't fit.
That fits for me.
I'm still focused on in your speech. You go, this is the first time I did acting. Did you hear that?
Oh man.
Who knows?
I just love that scene, man. I could listen to that on a loop all day long in my iPod.
Make that your phone when it rings. It just cries like that.
Oh my God! I wonder if they have that as a Rocky ring.
I know there's a Disney fucking ring.
Oh, I'm
it's
sure.
a small one.
Oh
yeah.
God, forget it.
So,
I got to give you some dates. July 7th, Asheville, North Carolina. September 8th, Los Angeles. September 13th, Philadelphia. 14th, Wilkes-Barre. And 15th, Albany, New York. There's plenty more show dates at SebastianLive.com. Pete, what do you got?
Good tune, Lou.
Pete asked me to fix his plugs because he messed them up. So, today on iTunes, Pete Correale's stand-up album, Made for Radio. Recorded in New York City at Gotham Comedy Club. A lot of you were there. Produced by me. So check it out on iTunes. And if you'd like to contact us for anything, go to pnsmailbag@gmail.com. That's A-N-D, not the squiggly and sign. pnsmailbag@gmail.com. The show has ended.
This is Mrs. Baumstein, and I'm like, "Hi, Mrs. Baumstein." How I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Hey, listen, you're trying to get your daughter into a school with a garden, man. You got to play the game.